This week, we look at the contemporary debates in our society around two groups of people who have been the source of scrutiny and controversy in recent years in U.S. society: unauthorized immigrants and Muslim Americans. Since September 11, 2001, these two groups who actually have very little in common in terms of their histories or backgrounds, have been lumped together, in a sense singled out by politicians, media personalities, and people in general as terrorist threats to our U.S. society. So-called illegal immigrants, or what I prefer to call unauthorized immigrants, have been a part of U.S. society for decades. I remember in the 1970s, when I was in college, great debates over the treatment of farm workers who would travel from Texas to Michigan and Florida, Maine, picking crops through the growing and harvest seasons. Most of these farm workers were not U.S. citizens and were often exploited because of that, and that was what the controversies were about. But they were not treated as the pariahs that they seem to be today. Likewise, Muslim Americans were living quietly and peacefully in the United States as a small religious and ethnic minority. However, after the events of September 11, 2001, all of a sudden, anyone of Arab descent or of the Muslim faith, and those two things do not always together. Not all Arabs are Muslims, and not all Muslims are Arabs, but anyone of Arab or Arab descent or Muslim faith became perceived as a threat, even though many Arabs and many Muslims died in the Twin Tower attacks along with thousands of others. Against the backdrop of immigration history as outlined by Ronald Takaki in A Different Mirror, what are we to make of the reactions against these two groups? And what insights can our understanding of the dynamics of racism give us to respond more positively ourselves, and to help others to respond in a more measured and constructive manner? When you watch the video, Should Americans Fear Islam?, you will see the extremes to which fear and ignorance can drive people, even well-meaning, intelligent people. In a sense, the same strong negative reactions faced by black people seeking equity and justice in the Jim Crow South are now being faced by unauthorized immigrants and Muslim Americans today. In a very real sense, they are our civil rights challenge of the new century. Are we destined to repeat the mistakes of the past, or can we learn from that past? There's no question that the challenges implied in these questions are great, but it's what we want to explore this week. So I look forward to interacting with you and learning with you around these very vital issues.